And with a click of the button, it looks like we are live. Good morning, everyone. What is going on? Welcome to Home Built Workshop. Welcome to Wednesday Live, where today is kind of an interesting live. And I'm going to explain that in a moment. Most of you probably can already figure that out. I need to see the chat. Where's that chat? Come here. What is everyone up to today? All right, there we go. We got a chat. We have that. Oh, we got to go to live chat. Don't want to miss anything. All right. What's going on? How we doing? Robert's here. Robert says, howdy, people. Hope everyone has a happy new year. Be safe and healthy. I can't read today. Hopefully that's no indication as to how the rest of this is going to go. Paul's here. Paul says, greetings, everyone. Hope everyone has a great 2026. Got good news today. Had lumps removed. Came back benign. Good news to start 2026. Nice. Right on. That's what we want to hear, Paul. Awesome. Hey, dude. Greetings from 2026. That's where I was going with the beginning of this. I was going to say, this is the last live stream from Home Built Workshop in 2025. However, Harry Dude is a time traveler today because he is an entire year ahead of us. He's visiting us from the future. Not just a day in the future, but literally a year in the future. Harry Dude, how's 2026 so far? we need a little a sneak peek as to what to expect. So yeah, it's the last Wednesday Live of 2025 for me. For Harry Dude, it's the first one of 2026, but for most of us, I don't know why that's so fun. For most of us, it's the last one of 2025. It has been just an awesome week or so. And hope everyone had a great Christmas. Hope you guys all had an awesome week there and Christmas and all that stuff. And I can't believe that literally today for Harry Dude and everyone in Australia or, in that area of the world. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's the last day of the year. It's just wild. Harry Dude, I hope things are going good. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. It's gonna be cool. Robert says, just trying to stay warm. And that's great news, Paul. Says Robert, yes. Yeah, we're not too bad here, Robert. We're doing all right. Temperature-wise, a little cooler, but still, it's in the 40s. It's fine. A Harry Dude says, still no hoverboards here. Disappointed. Dang it. Maybe we could skip 26. Darn it, Harry Dude. I'm sorry. And we'll be faced with that disappointment shortly. Oh boy. Darn. I wanted a hoverboard. Paul says, thanks. Rick's here. Rick Ash Solo Band. Happy New Year, Jeff. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, my friend. I hope you are doing good as well. Happy New Year. Right on. Yeah, it's been a busy week. It's already been a week since Christmas almost, which is hard to believe. It seems like, Christmas was just the other day, or maybe even yesterday, and it just seems, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. But yeah, it was good. It was a good Christmas, hanging out with family and friends, and it was cool. Haven't had a ton of time to be out here in the shop to do some work. And I want to throw it out like I usually do and say, what are you guys working on? Are you working on anything this time of year? I know I've got stuff in the works, but I haven't really done much work, like actual work. Not that I've been sitting around, or anything like that, but I've been spending some time doing some cleaning up in the shop, trying to get things organized for the new year just getting things sorted out, throwing a few things away, rearrange some stuff so that I'm trying to make more room. I can't make more room, but trying to organize the space that I have, trying to make it a little bit more efficient if at all possible. So just been moving a few things around, cleaning some stuff out. I got the laser welder on a little cheap welding cart. That way it's all together. I can wheel it out now and be able to use that without having to pull out a whole bunch of things separate, which is going to greatly increase the usability of that. And just really planning out the next few projects. I've been spending a bit of time on the computer working on the design for the next guitar, the fan fret multi-scale baritone that I want to build. I've been working on that some, trying to get that dialed in, and just planning for the future, future projects, I guess. I've got one in mind that I really want to tackle. Maybe I'll jump into that here shortly, and we can brainstorm a little bit. But one other thing I'd like to brainstorm, maybe not brainstorm, maybe that's not the right word, but just talk about with all of you. For the new year, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? I'm not talking about resolutions or anything like that. Is there a project that you want to do? Maybe you, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up here. Maybe you always wanted to build a guitar. Is 2026 the year to do that? Or what other projects? And we can talk a little bit about that. Goals, maybe you might say. Robert says, today's not bad, about 45 degrees now. That's about where we're at. Early yesterday, it was 25, felt like 7. Yeah. What day was that? Sunday? I think I woke up to 11 degrees. So we had Sunday and Monday was pretty cold here. And then it went back up on Tuesday, and it's supposed to be pretty nice for the next week or so. Paul says, I'm just glad 2025 didn't bring about the stuff in 2010 movie Repo Man. No harvesting of people's organs. That's a plus. That's always a plus. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. I might have to look at that. Robert says, I want a shop that I can work in. Hey, I like it. I like it. Is that the goal for 26 then? Paul says, I'm wanting to build a micarta guitar, body and fingerboard at least. Nice. I like that. So some of the things that I want to do I'll give you time to kind of ponder some of that stuff and write it down. And it doesn't have to be guitar related. Just something that you might want to do. Maybe it has nothing to do with the workshop. Maybe it's just something that you want to accomplish. You want to, I don't know, go visit whatever national park thing. I don't know. Just let me know. Couple things that I want to do shop related, project related. Of course, for 2026, I want to build this baritone multi-scale guitar. I really want to do that. And 2026 is the year. And I believe that's going to be earlier in 2026 as opposed to later. And I mean, like, I'll probably start, making at least doing some test files here in the next week or so, test cuts on some scrap just to work out some details. So that's going to be coming up, I think, pretty quick, just because it's been front of mind for quite a while. And now that I've kind of got things wrapped up for a lot of the other projects that I wanted to do, that one's kind of hit the top of the list. So I really want to get that done. At least the first potentially prototype version, get that together and, really just kind of work out any kinks that I might run into. So I want to get that done. Another thing I want to build, and that's what I mentioned a minute ago, we'll just jump in, is I want to build a forge. Have my own forge for, like, I don't know, if I ever just need to do something to heat up any sort of metal, to do some forging, making knives, heat treating, whatever. I want to build a forge. So I've been working through details in my brain for that. I haven't started sketching anything out yet, but just pondering it, doing a bit of research. But I don't want to do just any sort of forge. there's a certain process that I want to use to make it. And yeah, so that's another thing that's on my list. Build a forge. That way I want to make some knives this year, or at least play around with it. I've got a whole bunch of used horseshoe rasps that I want to play with. I've seen some cool stuff made from those. Want to do some of that, do some more knife making. But a forge would be pretty handy. So those are a couple of things that I want to tackle. Let's jump back to a couple comments here. Robert says, Christmas Day here was right at 80 degrees. And yes, I hope to get the shop built this year. Nice. Right on. Yeah, we were like 70, something like that. I was outside Christmas Day in a t-shirt. It was uncanny. Heritage says, a personal project, my panel van. It's at a friend's place now. He's going to do the paint and panel. We're going to do the suspension, steering, brakes, etc. Another friend is building the motor for it. Nice. Hey, dude, that sounds awesome. I would like to add something like that to my list for the year. I don't know if it's gonna become a thing, but that is something that is on my list. Like I said, not necessarily for the year, but just overall. I want to get back into having some sort of a car, a little hot rod car, or some sort of a car or a vehicle, I should say, to mess with. I grew up, turning wrenches, working on things, and I really enjoy that aspect of a project, and I really want to have something. It doesn't have to be the daily driver, and I'm not necessarily looking for a showstopper kind of car either. Just some old thing to wrench on and work on and have fun with. That's a personal project of mine as well. I don't know, if I ever find the right vehicle or get a good deal on something, it's probably something that I would jump into. Maybe we'll make it a series or something here on the channel, which I think would be really cool. Robert says, Harry dude, oh, sounds great. Yeah, doesn't that sound fun? I don't know why. I love just working on stuff, getting greasy, working on mechanical stuff. I really enjoy that. Pulling transmissions in a snowbank, and yeah, I've done all that. Paul says, I have a small forge. It's actually used by the wife when I'm not forging, as a plant stand. Functional and decorative. I like it. Keeps the plants warm too. Cheers, everyone. Got my coffee. Wow, how can that still be so hot? Woo. Yeah, forge is something I've wanted to do for a while, and I've been pondering it. I've even contemplated just buying one at one point. But I think that I just want to make my own. I got an idea. I kind of want to build mine to like use a waste oil burner. Have you seen those waste oil stoves? Where you can burn like used motor oil. I kind of want to do that as a forge. I've got some ideas, I think, how that would work. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I gave the idea away. Now someone's going to swipe it. Actually, it's not new. It's out there, but it's not my original idea. It has been done before. But that's what I want to do. A waste oil burner forge. I got visions of it in my head. Just need to bring that to life. Put it down on paper and all that sort of thing. Robert says, just got notified that the chat has started. Huh, that's convenient. Paul says, best part, since my shop is small like yours, I don't have to find a place to store it when I'm not using it. That's true. Paul says, mine runs off propane with a hair dryer to push air into it. Yeah, a lot of them run off propane. I would say that's probably the most popular method. And I've used them before, mainly the one that our farrier has. I've used his, and it works great. It's propane. It's got, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 burners. I don't remember. I don't remember a fan. It's just a ridiculously powerful burner. If I do the oil burner one, it would have to have a fan, a little motor of some sort to move some air in there. I don't know. I think it would work. I think it would work pretty good. In fact, I know it would because people have done it. But the hard part is trying to source all the bits and pieces to try to make everything work. I don't want to have to spend, like I usually do, I don't want to spend a ton of money. So I want to kind of scrounge around for bits and pieces, old air compressor, air tank or something, propane tanks. I don't know, but that's where I'm at now. Got my eyes out to try to find something. My Hermit Life, what's going on? It says, thought you'd done the last live last week. Nope, that was the next to last live. I might have mentioned that last week, that this was the last one, but then I looked at the calendar and saw that we still have today. So yeah, we're getting the last one in right now. So welcome. We made it to the last one of 2025 here at Home Built Workshop. Except for Harry Dude. Harry Dude's coming at us from the future. And I'm sad to report that news from the future from Harry Dude says still no hoverboards. Darn it. My Hermit says, I'm late also. It's all good. You are good. Kay McCalls asks a question, says, how did you come up with your logo? And that's kind of that's a good question. Really, I kind of had the idea as I'm looking at a sticker right there. It was really just a whole lot of trial and error. I kind of had some ideas in mind, and I like my logo. It's a combination of kind of the script text and then the more blocky kind of text. And I always like the way that they combine, like a script, a nice script font with like a block font. It's just, I don't know, trial and error. I started messing around with a bunch of stuff. I don't even know if I still have any of the early versions where I was playing with things. And then I always like how I like to incorporate, like the O in Workshop, like is a saw blade. There, right there. I always liked how you could incorporate stuff with stuff that was related to the shop, right? A saw blade. Okay, it's round, it's an O. And I don't know. I just kind of like to work all that stuff together. Totally not. Now you probably could go on and use AI to get some ideas, but mine is not AI. Way before we had access to AI anyway. But yeah, it's just something I was messing around with, and I'm trying to keep it related to workshop stuff. That's why it's a hand plane. I know you can't see it great in this, but it's a hand plane. And I wanted that border, so I just kind of thought to extend it. I don't know. It's hard to describe the thought process for something like that, but that's a great question. Logos are kind of fun, but can be a little bit frustrating because you may have visualized something, but you don't know exactly how to make it. And that's kind of what this was. It just took some time messing with things and trying to just figure it all out. And it turned out all right. I like the logo, actually. Yeah, good question. I like it. Just trial and error. Just, kind of start with something that you can visualize in your mind and create it, try to make that come together, and then you go from there. Well, maybe I don't like this about it or that about it, and you just modify, revise, and don't be afraid to try something completely different if it doesn't, if maybe the first version doesn't really come out the way you envisioned it. You'll get it. What a great question. Here Dude says, buy a Weaver forge to get all of the fittings and hoses and adapt to your design. Yeah, I have looked at some of them too, just for parts and pieces. And I think in some cases, to your point, Harry Dude, it's probably cheaper to do something like that and then repurpose a lot of the parts off of there rather than buying the fittings to build your own parts. Like, I don't know how they sell stuff, at the prices they sell them for, but yeah, you could repurpose it. So that's a good idea. I might have to look, see what they have. Paul says the biggest cost was the fire bricks. Yeah, I can imagine that. I have some fire brick. I think they're fire brick. They don't cut like I expected fire brick to be able to cut. So I don't know if they're just regular white bricks or if they're truly fire brick. I don't know how you tell the difference, but I tried to cut one time. I've seen people cut them with a bandsaw even, and mine surely didn't do that. So I don't know if they're true fire brick or not. The design I was thinking of that I have in mind anyway is I would need to get probably refractory cement, to actually lay the parts in cement. But I might be able to make it work with brick too if I went with more of a square design, which might be easier. Blonde Brownies! Hello, cousin! What's going on? Says Happy New Year's Eve! Happy New Year's Eve! What's going on? Happy New Year to you and the family. Right on. Robert says, Ben from YouTube channel B&M Garage converted a wood-burning stove into a waste oil heater for a shop. I could see that with a wood stove. Yeah. Because a lot of those waste oil heaters are, there's something in there that's, you got to have that heat retention, right? What people use brake drums and other things inside there, because you got to have that heat to help that waste oil combust. So I could totally see that wood burning stove. Typically they're made out of cast iron. They're real heavy duty, or at least a heavy plate steel. So yeah, I could see that. That would work really well. Yeah, that's a great idea. Robert says the stove gets pretty hot in low light situations. It has a dull red glow to it. Yep. My friend Jim, who's on here fairly often. I haven't seen him yet today, but maybe he's on here. Jim, if you are, hello. We've been talking about different things with that for quite a while, and he's been messing around with some stuff. And some of the prototype stuff that he's been able to do recently really is kind of what sparked my idea to turn this into a forge. Again, not my original idea. It's not my idea to make a forge that way. People have done it, but it really kind of got me thinking about designing my own version of it. But yeah, his prototype that he got working, the little firebox, you can see it glowing red. Like it gets pretty hot. And that's why I was thinking it would probably work for a forge, right? Because everything, all the burners that I've seen, whatever they're using is that heat, that mass, right, to store the heat, is glowing red. And I'm like, well, if it can make the actual stove glow red, surely it could heat up a piece of metal so that I could, use it as a forge. K McCall says, cool, thank you. Right on. You're welcome. You're welcome. Great question, too. Paul says, Gertech Forge heavy duty fire bricks rated for 3,200 on Amazon. 2 bricks. Oh, 9 by 4.5. Wow. Okay, so those are big for $38. I'll have to look at that. It's all going to depend on what sort of style I end up making. I've got a couple different ideas. Really, I just need to start sketching it out before I really get too far along. The design I have in mind is going to be would be round, or mostly round. So then I would have to use that refractory cement because I don't think the fire brick would work that well. But if I change the design a little bit, then I could totally use the fire brick. And a lot of this process is going to depend on what materials I'm able to scrounge up. If I find a bunch of flat stock or some flat pieces or square, you know what I mean? Well, then it might make more sense to go with more of a square design. But if I find the pieces that I initially have in mind, then that's going to be a round design with kind of a flat bottom. And that's what I'm leaning towards. But I don't know if that's where I'm going to end up going. We'll just see what happens. See what I can find. It all depends. I'm not 100% set on anything at the moment. I just know that I want to build this. Donna's here. Donna says, hey, crew. Coffee up and sit in that heater. Woo! Coffee up. Right on, Donna. Happy New Year. It's delicious today. It really is. I don't know why. I don't make it any different day in, day out. Some days it's just so good. Other days it's just coffee. I don't know why. Right now, that cup, perfecto. Raised Dulcimers, what's going on? Good morning. Says, I've been thinking of buying a small forge soon. Right on. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, see, there's just some projects that I want to do where a forge would be nice to have. And, you know, I like to try to build it if I can. But yeah, just having one, super handy for things. Yep. Something I definitely want to do. Raised Dulcimers, what's on your workbench? You building anything this last day of the year? Right on. Donna, sit on the heater. I got you. I know what you mean. And Robert with a tip for designing logos. Perfect, perfect. Robert says, as a former commercial artist, a tip I can give anyone on designing their logo is to suggest make 5 or 6 different quick sketches of different ideas. Then select the one you like best. Yeah, great tip, Robert. Yeah, dude, do some different designs. And honestly, not just for logos. I could add on to that. Like I was talking about this forge, right? I got to sit down and do some sketches. Well, I've got a couple different ideas. So I'll probably just do some quick, rough sketches of a couple of the different ideas. And yeah, logo the same way, or pretty much anything if you're building. If you're building I don't know, a dresser, sketch it out. You can change stuff. Great tip, Robert. Yeah, just 4, 5, 6 different ideas. Choose the one you kind of like best. Sort of try to elaborate on that is and bam, next thing you know, you'll have your logo done. Very cool. Thanks, Robert. A Blonde Brownie says, do you remember the wood stove that my dad let Grandpa use for years? We have it now. Grandpa got it hot enough using wood that the top is warped. The grate is so warped, so the shaker doesn't work. Is that the one that was in the house last? Is that the same stove? Because if that's the case, I can imagine. Because it would melt your skin almost. And I didn't know you had that one, and that is cool. Is that the same one though? The last one that was in there? That's awesome. Paul with a super chat. Right on, Paul. Thank you. Paul says, so you don't have to drink 2025's year-old stale coffee. Happy New Year. Paul, thank you so much. Yes, this is that stale 2025 coffee. And I guess it's not stale yet, but right on. Thank you. Thought I heard a car out there, but I don't see a car. Raised Dulcimer says, finishing up a chromatic amplified acoustic hourglass dulcimer and a cigar box banjo that was commissioned yesterday. Wow, what happened? Why? Why did it just disappear? You got a cigar box banjo commissioned yesterday and you're finishing it up? Woo! That's awesome. Right on. Nice turnaround. Robert says, also, one institutor at college said, if you design a logo so that you can survive rolling down a hill, now most likely be good to... What? So that you can survive rolling down a hill, it'll be most likely be a good design. I think I know what you mean there. Blonde Brownie says it was the last wood stove he had, I think. Okay, so that was probably the one that was there for many, many, many years. And yes, that's awesome you have it. I did not know that. That is so cool. I'm glad. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, that one will definitely put out some heat for sure. I remember, I'm certain it's got to be the same one that's been in there. I don't remember it being changed. Or do I actually? Does it have glass doors? Why do I feel like it has glass doors? But the one when we were kids did not have glass doors. So maybe it was changed. I don't know. I'm racking my brain now. But that is awesome. That is awesome. Time Surfing Alien says, Happy New Year, left-handed Jeff. Left-handed. There it is, the left, even though it's, well, no, it's not quite backwards. If I turn around, yeah. Happy New Year to you, too. Donna asks, does the family have plans for tonight? We are going over to my in-laws and just really, we're just going to have a little food, hang out. Nothing real, real fancy. I don't typically do a lot for New Year's. The only time I really did was when I was playing gigs. That would be the only time I really did anything for New Year's, and that was because I was playing a gig. Other than that, I don't get as into the New Year, especially now that I'm not playing gigs or I don't have a gig. I don't know, so kind of keep it low key, which is fine with me. How about all of you? Do you guys do anything for New Year's? Do you just go to bed like normal? It's a normal day, which would be my preference, but but I'm not against going and doing something. Blonde Brownie says glass doors probably went to Grandpa in the early 90s. Okay, now I remember. I remember the first one. I'm thinking of the first one when we were kids that was down there that did not have glass doors. I know what one you're talking about now, and yes, that's so cool that you guys have it. That is awesome. Ray's Dulcimer says I made a few extra necks prior to Christmas, so I had all the parts on hand. Oh yeah, there you go. Bam. Build them in batches and keep them in inventory. It's a great idea. I might try to do some of that with this guitar that I'm designing at the moment. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably do one first to work out the process, and then we'll see. Maybe I will build a couple just to kind of have. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna mispronounce your name. Jose Alvarez X. I'm sorry about that. It says greetings from Argentina. Bam, right on. Greetings. How's everything in Argentina? Happy New Year. Man, this thing keeps moving on me. Stop it. Hold still. What is it moves again? What is going on? How's everything in Argentina? That's so cool. Mike Johnson's here. Mike says, morning all. Good morning, Mike. How are you doing this fine Wednesday morning? And Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve, I guess. Robert says, I really messed up the point of what I was trying to make with that last comment. Sorry, guys. Robert, it's all good. It's all good. I think I know where you're going with it. Don't even worry about it. No apology necessary. If I apologized every time I messed up a point of something, man. Yeah. No, it's all good, Robert. All good. No worries. Yep. Hard to believe, isn't it? Isn't it crazy to think about that we're at the end of the year already? Man. And hit that thumbs up button if you saw the kind of top 5 video recap from this past weekend. That's always fun. Like I said in the video, I always enjoy taking that, taking a bit of time and, just looking back at the projects and all this stuff. Like so many things. A lot of times, I don't know how to say that. A lot of times I'm always thinking, okay, I gotta plan the next project, plan the next project, plan the next project, to try to keep things moving forward on the channel. That once a project is done, a lot of times it kind of just gets swiped off the table and my brain immediately goes on to the next one. And I don't appreciate, maybe, or I don't know if that's the word. That's what I'm going to go with right now. How much I enjoy certain projects. Well, all of them, really, but some more than others, because I'm always thinking, okay, that one's done, next. Check it off, next. Just to keep, like I said, to keep something new moving forward. And I don't always I don't always think back and really recognize the projects, and that's one thing I really do like about the kind of annual look back. It gives me a chance to go back through and go, oh yeah, I completely forgot about that one. How cool that was to make. So I liked it. I like putting that together. Blonde Brownie says, take care. Got to get back to building an engine. Right on. Right on. Happy New Year. Get that engine built. That's awesome. Keep that wood stove fired up too. Nice chatting with you. That's awesome. Robert says, yep, I saw it. Nice stuff. Robert says, Blonde Brownies, have a great one. Good luck with the engine. Right on. Let's see. Kennedy Kirkhope says, I'm somewhat new to the channel, but how did you get into guitar building? Well, first off, I want to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. And thanks. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. How did I get into guitar building? I think I've mentioned this before, but that might actually be a good video for at some point, just to kind of do a little bit of backstory on the whole thing, because it's something I have been asked, several times. And so I have played guitar for years and years and years, probably, oh man, since around 1992-ish, somewhere around there. I started learning. And first off, the one thing that is going to be really important for this is I'm left-handed. I play guitar left-handed and all of that. So I've been a guitar player left-handed for quite a long time. What really got me into it was somewhere around that time, 90, 92, somewhere in that area. I don't know exactly. If I could find a little bit more information, it would help me narrow this down. But my grandpa always had Popular Mechanics and Popular Science, those magazines. Oh man, I used to love those. I'd always reading them, picking up tips, tricks. Well, one of those two magazines, I don't remember which one. I thought it was Popular Mechanics, but it might have been Popular Science. They posted an article about building an electric guitar. And as a side note, if anybody can help me find that article, it was a Strat style guitar, red. If anybody can help find that particular article, I don't know exactly when, around 90, 91, could have been 88, somewhere in that area. I would love a copy of it. But I had just started barely learning how to play guitar, and I see this article. I'm like, oh, that would be super awesome, right? Like you can actually build your own guitar kind of thing is how I saw this. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And I even took the magazine and I believe I made copies. Back in the day you had like copy machines and I made copies of the article that I had for years and years and years. I can't find those anywhere now, but I kept them for a very long time because I was so intrigued. So that idea was always stuck in my head about, wow, you could build your own guitar. That's so wild. Fast forward, playing guitar, I'd gotten more electric guitars, playing in bands, that sort of thing, doing gigs all the time. So since I'm left-handed, I was always on the lookout for used guitars. I have too many guitars that I ever bought brand new, but almost every time I would find a guitar that was in reasonable condition, that was a lefty, I would buy it. So, after buying several guitars, I started to see a pattern. Most of the used lefties that I had were black, right? Ibanez, Fender, black. Once in a while, you could find a different color, but for the most part, you could have any color you wanted as long as it was black. And that really got old. I had a couple of them painted, so it was something other than black. But that really started to bother me. Another thing I started to notice, probably about mid 2015, 2014-ish, somewhere in that area, so 10, 11 years ago, was that most of the lefties, one, they're black. Number two, you don't have all of the options for most brands. Not all of them. There's a couple that accommodate. But if you want a lefty, you're stuck with one color and maybe two models. So you don't have access to all that stuff. And I really got tired of it. So also around that time, I've been in the infancy stages of the channel here at Home Built Workshop, kind of building things, woodworking. I've been doing this kind of building stuff my entire life. So I finally thought, meanwhile, that article from when I was a kid was still stuck in the back of my head. And I thought, you know what? I'm tired of not being able to get the model I want. I'm tired of not being able to get the color I want. I'm tired of not being able to get the options that I want. I'm going to just finally build my own. And the rest, as they say, is history, I guess. But yeah, it all came out of a frustration for being a lefty and not being able to get the options and colors that I wanted. So I just decided to build my own. Now I've got like my own brand, my own models that I build, and pretty much play exclusively my own brands, or my own builds, that rather. But yeah, it's kind of where it came from. I was just frustrated and wanted different options than what was available on the market. So I said, the heck with it. I'm going to just make my own. So that's like a pretty long explanation, but that's the reason why. And I'm glad you asked that, because maybe I will make a video of that. Like I said, because people ask me. I've been asked that many times. How did you get started? And that's it. So anyway, hope that answers your question. Jose Alvarez says, thanks. It's 102. Woo! 102 degrees Fahrenheit here. Wow. That's nuts. Well, I guess so. I guess you're in summer. So that makes sense. Stay cool. I kind of miss summer a little bit, but. Ray's Dulcimer says, has the weather in your world been bipolar? It was 80 here Christmas and 40 yesterday. and going to be high 60s today. Yes, it has. So the week before Christmas, we were 70s and 80s, and even on Christmas, right? We were 70 degrees on Christmas. So that was Thursday. Friday was nice. Saturday night was nice. Saturday evening, a cold front came in this past weekend. Sunday woke up to 11 degrees. Monday, I think, was about the same. So Sunday and Monday were cool, and we're back to the 40s, 50s is what it's supposed to be throughout the rest of this week. Yeah, it's just all over the place. It's very strange. Terry's here. Terry says, hello, Jeff. I made it this time. Right on. Terry says, hello, all. Terry, what's going on? How are we doing? Happy New Year. Kennedy says, very cool. Thank you. Kennedy Kirk says, FYI, last week it was minus 36. Minus 36? 35. That's like 32? 34 below? Oh my goodness. Wow. That is, that's pretty impressive. You stay warm. Man, we haven't been that low yet. We've only been to 11 Fahrenheit. Was the coldest so far. Typically in January is when we see our cold snap, where we could experience a few days below zero. It's not terribly bad. It's very short-lived, based on history anyway. But usually in January, last year I don't think we hit 20 below last year. Might have been close. The year before, I'm quite certain we did. But almost every year we get just a very short cold spell where it's super cold. So we'll see if we get it this year. I don't know. Based on what we're experiencing so far this winter, I'm not expecting it, but you never know. Never know. Minus 36. That is wild. Yeah. I've never experienced cold like that. Minus 24, I think, is the coldest Fahrenheit. Minus 24 Fahrenheit. What is that? Minus 32-ish Celsius. I get confused with the Fahrenheit to Celsius, but minus 24 Fahrenheit, I think, is the coldest that I remember. The way I see it, once you get below zero, to me, it doesn't feel any colder. I don't know, like you can only feel so cold. I know that's not the case, right? But it's kind of like, it's kind of like once you hit 80 degrees, 90, 100, it's all hot. I don't know. I just look at it a little different. Oh, that's good. To Kennedy, I'm glad you. Thank you for asking that question. I think did I say that already? But I appreciate that. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to make a video on that one. So I got a question for all of you. What we kind of talked about it, or I did anyway. What do you guys do for New Year's? Do you guys do anything? You guys? I think I asked that already. I feel like I did. Is that like deja vu? Maybe so. I may be losing it because that's probably what my daughter would say. You're losing it. Do you guys go out and celebrate, party it up? You just hang out, stay up, watch the ball drop, or just go to bed like a normal day? Yep, like I said, we're going over to some families tonight. I'm gonna take a guitar with me, just kind of sit around, mess with that a little bit, and just hang out. Really, try to not fall asleep. I think I'll take the Haley Guitars acoustic, the first one I did. I think I'll take over with me. I think a friend of mine's coming over who owns the second acoustic, the Ambrosia Maple. I think he's going to bring that. We're just going to hang out. Kennedy says we usually just have friends and family over and have appies. Nice. Yeah, sounds very similar to what we're going to do. We're just gonna have little snacks and hang out and I don't know, play games and play music and just it'll be cool. Pretty low key. I heard it says quiet for me. Pizza and drinks at a friend's place. Home by 1 a.m. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that's about like what we're doing. Probably maybe have a drink. I don't know. And water, of course. And yeah, pretty low key, not too wild. I do kind of miss a little bit of the, playing the gigs on New Year's. Again, not because I just want to party it up or anything like that. I've never really been a big party it up person, but man, there's just something fun about, playing music, watching everybody else partying it up, having fun. I kind of miss that a little bit. If I'm being quite honest. Ray's Dulcimer says, my mom just brought me my dad's peanut brittle recipe. Ooh, so that's on today's agenda for this evening. Nice, that sounds awesome. Mike says, September 1990 issue, Popular Mechanics. Mike, how did you find that? I seriously have looked probably 20 different times trying to search for stuff like that, and I cannot find it. So September 1990, that was exactly. I was like right on when I was guessing. September 90 issue. Mike, do you have a link to that? Is there any way you could send that link? Like that would be awesome. Man. If I can print that off and like have it again, I would literally frame it. Because that is I don't know why, that is a core memory for me. Like a big core memory of having that and just boom, like mind blown kind of thing of you can build a guitar. So September 90, yeah, yeah, I was my daughter's age pretty much. So yeah, wow, airplane on the cover. I got to look into that. Mike says trying to get the image. Now I know, I feel like Popular Mechanics has they have the archive posted. I've been on the archive, but it was a matter of like picking an issue and trying to scroll through. So yes, if I could find that, I would love to print it and literally frame it. It would be super. I obviously couldn't hang it out here, but I would hang it inside somewhere as a, I don't even know what you'd call it, reminder, or I don't know. But yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you, Mike. I'm gonna do my searching after this and try to get it. Oh, Harry Dude says he found it. No way! You guys are amazing. I'm not kidding you. I have searched for that. I've searched through all of any boxes I have in storage here in the shop that may have something like that in there. I cannot find my original printout where I made copies or whatever, and I've searched online trying to find this article. Maybe I should even do a build based off of that. What do you think? What do you guys think? Would that be cool? And would I make it a lefty? Or do I just build it as is? I don't know. What do you guys think? Would that be cool or not? I think it would. I don't know how you guys found it. I have literally searched. I found one where they're building a telly, and I feel like that might have been Popular Science. They did a telly, or maybe Popular Mechanics, but I could not find the one that was specifically the red Strat. Oh, you guys are awesome. That is so cool. My Hermit Life says, I'm back. Right on. Harry did send you. Oh, I already read that. Paul says, sweet, Harry did to the rescue. Right on. You guys rock. That is so cool. Let's see. Chaos! Christopher Chaos is here. Says, what's up, man? Chaos, what's going on, my friend? Happy New Year. Right on. What are you up to today? Are you working? Hanging out? You got the day off? Right on, Chaos. Here it says, link sent. Bam. Here, dude, thank you. Mike, thank you. Thank all of you. Help me track this down. I want to get that printed off and framed and maybe even do the build. I think it would be cool to do the build. You know what? I think that project would be kind of a cool story around the question Kennedy asked earlier as to how did I get started. There's the story. Oh man, yes, we have to do it. Paul says, do a build, send to Harry Dude. Hey, it probably cost me $400 to ship it to Australia. Raised Dulcimer says, absolutely, a retro build, unlock your memories. Oh, you guys, you are totally inspiring me right now. Like, wow. I got like all jittery. Just knowing the fact that you found the article that I have personally looked for I don't know how many different occasions. Yes, we have to build it. Kennedy says, I think it would be cool and possibly, and if possible, would love a link to the article. Yes. Yes. Oh man, I'm stoked about that build too. 2026 is going to be all guitar builds. This sounds expensive. Kaya says, I'm at work now. Slow day. Did you get the curved monitor? No, I didn't. I want to go with a triple, right? A triple monitor. And my thought was, if I go with 3 curved monitors, because I probably wouldn't get the big giant one. I would go with 3 individual. I was trying to like envision that, right? And it's going to be, I don't know, it seems like it'd be kind of big. So I think I'm going to just go with 3 flat. I don't really need 3, 2 for sure, but 3 would just be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't done anything yet. I keep going back and forth. And there's flashing lights. It's the mail was coming in the driveway. But yeah, I haven't made a decision either way. I should do it today. That way I can get it in on this year's taxes. But any small business people would know that about how that works. But I haven't done it yet. I've been slacking. I'm kind of going back and forth. Like, I don't need new monitors, but I want new monitors. And if I get new monitors, then I want to go with a third one and then go with like an actual monitor mount deal. And just haven't done it yet. I've been slacking. Here, dude says the article is about a telly style Olympic white. Oh, with a torque guard. That's not the one. I found that one. The one that I am picturing is absolutely a red Strat. I swear it was a red Strat style. The telly one, I found that one before, which might be cool too. I don't know. Might be cool as well. It's as close as I can find to that other article. I swear it was a red Strat. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Ray Dulsmer says, can I get a link as well? Mike says, did not see the actual article. Okay, that's all right. I think we're on the right track, though. I think we're on the right track. I got to keep looking. I'm pretty sure it was a red Strat style guitar. I heard it says, not sure I can link the article here. It will block it unless I am moderator of the chat. Hang on, Harry dude. Harry dude, you should be able to post it. I think. I put you on so you can post that. Chaos says, I do one big curved and one regular and can use it as 3, but when I edit, use the big curve to edit. Chaos says, if you only had a Discord for people to post the link in. Chaos has been trying to get me to have a Discord for years. And I just look at it as something else I have to try to manage. Even though I do see the value in it. I really do. I just haven't decided haven't convinced myself that I should try it. Let's see here. Hang on, Mike. Mike, you can probably post that one now, the one you found. We'll see if it's the same one. I'll check them out. Yes, thank you guys though for helping for looking around for those. I really want to find. Hopefully one of those is right, or we can find it. Here, dude, I don't know what happens if I click it right from the chat. Hopefully nothing like croaks. It did open the article or the archive. But I might have to like scroll through. That's kind of cool. So it's in here somewhere. Oh, there's a cool article in there that says Death Valley to Pikes Peak. I'm gonna have to look at that too. What are they testing? A Jeep or something? Ford Explorer? What is that? Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a telly right there. I don't think that's it. I swear it was a red Strat. But I like that one though. I'm gonna definitely save that. How do I get back to where I was? Okay, I said I should just build you one, test it, and then you can take it over. Robin's here. Robin says, hey everyone, bit late. Wish all a happy new year. Robin, no worries. Happy new year. Chaos, that would be funny. They're just like, oh yeah, here, I already started this. Now it's yours. I have a Discord account. I don't know what else I need for that. Paul says, ChatGPT lists finds no articles related to a red strap build in Popular Science. What about Popular Mechanics? Oh, you know what else it might have been in? Wasn't there a Popular Woodworking? My grandpa was very, very much like me in that he liked to work on everything. Farm machinery, working on his own cars as much as he could, woodworking, welding, repair, fixing things around the little homestead. I feel like maybe it was a woodworking magazine around that era. I'm trying to think of all the different ones. I almost positive he'd had a woodworking magazine. He had all kinds of magazine subscriptions. And Paul, I did not know you could use ChatGPT for that, to search stuff. So not in Popular Science. Popular Mechanics, Popular Woodworking? That sort of rings a bell. I'm trying to think what else he had. I always looked in Mechanics or Popular Science. I don't know. But I am very certain that it was a red strap. Maybe it wasn't one of those two. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, it says I have a few mods in my Discord, and it mostly runs itself. Yeah, see, that sounds cool. You don't have to do a whole lot to it. Paul says nothing in mechanics, science, or woodworking referencing articles. Paul says nothing on building a red strap. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe it was that telly. I don't know why I think of it as being red. That's what's in my head. My Hermit Life says all the magazines are kind of linked together. Reach out to them. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Cass says, I missed the context of the Red Strat article. I'm pretty good at finding stuff with AI. ChatGPT and Gemini can run a deep search on the internet. So, Cass, what we're talking about is way back when I was 12, 13 years old, somewhere around there. I may be off on the timeline, but somewhere around there, 1990-ish, 88, 92, I feel like it was probably before 92. So 88, 89, 90 is when I first started really learning to play guitar, sort of. But I remember my grandpa always got these magazines, Popular Science, Popular Mechanics, woodworking magazines, all kinds of different stuff. Because like I said, he did a lot of different things. And one of those magazines, I thought that I remember it being Popular Mechanics, but it's looking like maybe that's not where it came from. But anyway, one of the articles in there, I used to love reading those articles. One of them was about building the Strat. I swear it was a red Strat style guitar. And when I saw that article, it's one of those core memories. Like I vividly remember it going, wow, you can build a guitar? Right? And that's part of what planted the seed in my mind to be able to start building my own. I have looked for this article for years, trying to find it so that I can at least have it. It's one of those things that I think I borrowed the magazine from them and made copies of this article so that I had a printout, and I can't find that printout or anything. And I really, really want to find this again. But as I'm finding out, it might not have been Popular Science or Popular Mechanics. I don't know where it came from, but I guarantee that it was in a magazine of some sort. And I really would love to find this article. Harry Dudon found an article about building a guitar from that same time frame, but it's a telly-style guitar. Now, I still maybe might build that as a throwback, but I would love to find this article if it exists. Maybe I'm remembering everything wrong. I mean, that's possible. But I'm pretty sure that it was in a magazine that my grandpa had from that era. And I would love to have that, to frame the article, but also use it as part of the story and do a build. based on that article, or yeah, based on that whole thing, like build that instrument. And I really want to find the article on that one. Paul says, "Okay, join in, Jeff. I'm about to about to lose my mind. Oh yeah, I'm about to lose my mind up in here." Yes, I'm with you, Paul. I agree with that. Mike says it's there. Trying to get the link again. Cass asks, was there something special about the Strat other than it being red? All I remember is, I swear it was red. I don't remember much else. It might have had a maple. I'm sure it had a maple neck. I don't remember the fretboard. I feel like it had a white pick guard, like a just a standard Strat, right? Like we'd look at it right now and go, it's just a regular old red Strat. I don't remember anything special necessarily about it. I mean, of course, it wasn't called a Strat, I don't think. Maybe they called it a Strat style. I don't even know. But that's what I remember it being. Yeah, I would love to find it. Mike says September 1990. Is that the same one that Harry Dude found with the telly? But this has actually turned to be kind of fun, like a little bit of investigation. I should have the other laptop. I don't want to open it up on here and start causing issues with the thing. Oh, I started getting dropped frames all of a sudden. What's up with that? Kennedy says Guitar Player has an article about Van Halen's Frankenstrat in that era. Yeah, it wasn't Guitar Player. I don't think. My grandpa wouldn't have subscribed to Guitar Player. What magazines were available then? I'd have to look. I don't know. I'll have to spend some more time searching around for that. But yeah, I don't know. If it's possible that I'm losing my mind, like Paul said. But I think that'd be cool. That's gonna be one of my goals. I'm gonna spend some time searching for that. If I can find that article, I think that would be an awesome build to start, to kind of kick off the how did you get started sort of process. Mike's got a link. What do we have here? Popular Mechanics. Is that the one with the? I'm going to look at all these links. So thank you for sending these links. Maybe it'll help me track it down. All right, sorry, I clicked and lost the chat there for a second. I'm going to keep looking here. Kim Call says, make a wood pick grad. Mike says, I don't know. It's all good, Mike. I appreciate it. I'm going to take a look at all of these links and see. And maybe I will try some AI stuff too. I never tried that before. Yeah, we'll see we'll see. It's got to exist somewhere. And maybe I should reach out to them, just send them an email, Popular Mechanics or whatever, Popular Science, Popular Woodworking. I got a little research. I got to dig deeper. So yeah, thank you all for posting links and helping me track this down. I think that would be awesome. It's now my life's goal to find this article. I just wish I could find my printout. Maybe I need to dig through some more stuff, because I do not think I would have ever gotten rid of it. But I don't know. Anyway, you guys, I think we're at a spot right now where we can wrap this up. Like, it sounds like I got a little bit of investigating to do here. See if we can track this thing down. So I want to wish everybody a happy new year. You guys, if you're doing anything or if you're not, be safe. Stay out of trouble. At least don't get caught. No, no, I didn't say that. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you all. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you for being a part of this 2025. And as we wrap up 2025, I really am excited for things in 2026. It's going to be a cool year. We'll try to do some really cool stuff. I got ideas, lots and lots of ideas. And yeah, we'll see if we can see what we can do. I want to find this article. Paul says, Happy New Year, everyone. Have a great one. Chaos says, try explaining it as much as you can in ChatGPT using the deep research feature. I'll have to try that. I don't really mess with the deep research feature too much, so I'll have to try that. Mike says, just the cover, woodworking, probably the same. Gotcha, yeah. Harry Dude says, are you taking a break from the lives? I am not planning to, Harry Dude. So the next, I may take a week or two off of a project video because I got to do some computer work and some other behind the scenes stuff, but I will continue to do the live. So the next one will be next Wednesday, the 7th. We'll keep with the lives. And I'll probably will take a week or two from project videos to allow me to kind of get caught up on some other stuff, design work and that sort of thing. But lives will continue every week. So hope you guys can all tune in. Let's see. So Harry Dude says to Mike, that's the hard copy of the magazine. A link to in the archive. Or yeah, okay. I gotcha. I'll keep looking. I'm going to try this AI thing. I haven't tried that yet for this sort of research stuff, but we're going to give it a shot. Robert says, everyone stay safe and healthy. Hug your loved ones and let them know how you feel about them. Yes. Yes. Excellent advice, Robert. I 100% agree. Yeah. So I appreciate all of you guys. Thanks again. I'm going to get out of here and do a little bit of research. I got an article to track down. So you guys, again, Happy New Year. Stay safe. And, well, except for Harry Dude, who's already here from the future, I'll see the rest of you next year in 2026. You guys take care. Have a good one. And we'll catch you next time. Where'd my button go? I'm starting to lose the connections or something here. I don't know what's going on. There we go. We're back. We're back. That was weird. Like everything cut out. So anyway, you guys have a good one. We will talk to you all next year. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. We're out of here. End.